Hey everyone, welcome to episode 134 of the Twim Show. This is your host Shazid Islam, and today I'll be going over the notable news and updates in the digital marketing space from the week of November 7th through 11th. 2022. Also remember that November 11th was Veterans Day, which basically means this was a short week, and there wasn't many changes in the digital marketing space. Anyway, let's jump in. First of all, I want to share with you that there have been 5 vulnerabilities being reported slash discovered or discovered slash reported in WooCommerce WordPress plugins. So if you are a business marketing if you're a digital marketing professional, or if you are someone who has WooCommerce running on your website using WordPress, because WooCommerce is very popular amongst WordPress site owners who have e-commerce sites, then you should be aware of this. And the best thing for you to do is just go ahead and upgrade your plugin to the latest and greatest WooCommerce version. Now that's across the board, and obviously you want to test before you roll out the update, because sometimes the updates do have unintended consequences. Now, the 5 plugins that are affected are advanced order export for WooCommerce, advanced dynamic pricing for WooCommerce, advanced coupons for WooCommerce coupon plugin, WooCommerce dropshipping by OPMC, and role-based pricing for WooCommerce. Now, if you use any of 5 of these that I just listed out, go ahead and definitely update. And even if you don't use these 5, but you have other WooCommerce plugins or any plugins that's out of date, you want to update it. But again, it's always a good idea to test it in a lower environment like a staging or something like that before you apply it, because you want to make sure that it doesn't affect somehow or the other. Usually it's relatively safe, but you can never be too sure. Now, moving on, the next thing is Instagram now allows you to what does it do? It allows you to schedule posts and reels up to 75 days in advance directly from the mobile app. Now, the caveat is that you need to have a professional account, professional Instagram account. And previously, obviously, this wasn't available. You need to use third-party tools such as Hootsuite or all the other tools out there, or you have to use the desktop Meta Business Suite or Creator Studio and whatever they call it. I do not use any of these tools. My VA would probably know this, but I just wanted to bring it to you that it's natively possible. How does this help you? I do not know if you're publishing to multiple places, whether you have the post created, now you have to send it to LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, and whatnot. Then obviously this doesn't really help. But if you are only Instagram only shop, maybe this will be helpful. Anyway, moving forward, talking about TikTok is testing TikTok Shop. Right, I think there's TTT in there, TTTS. So TikTok has been testing TikTok Shop in the last few months in places like UK and 7 other countries in Southeast Asia. TikTok Shop is basically something Instagram had tried. Instagram Shop, which is basically you'll see a product, you click on it, you check out directly from TikTok. You don't have to leave the TikTok platform itself. Now this is a beta testing, closed beta. What this means is that TikTok will have to invite you to for you to have a TikTok shop. Now, with the way things are moving, I'm pretty sure this is going to expand in the future. But for now, just keep in mind that TikTok shop might be coming down your way. Nothing really out there, but I wanted to bring it up because TikTok has been growing in popularity, and maybe TikTok will be successful where YouTube and Instagram failed. Talking about YouTube, YouTube now allows you to control how many times your ad is shown. This feature is called target frequency. It's a very simple feature where you can say, hey, I don't want to show my ad to more than Sajid more than 5 times in a week, right? And Google has basically shown a case study. Obviously they funded it with Nielsen that says on TV, if you show your ad more than 6 times to the same user, it reaches a point of diminishing return, right? So Google is saying, hey, you can set your frequency and we're going to basically take in charge of showing your ad to the person, and we will basically make sure that your ad is not shown to the same person beyond a certain point, beyond the threshold that you said, and thereby saving you some dollars. Check it out. It's helpful. I like it because oftentimes I'll get bombarded by the same ads again and again, and obviously I don't convert, so I don't know why they're showing me. But again, other times maybe they will show me, then I will eventually say, hey, it's been a while, let me go get it. I don't know. There is a pluses to every negatives. There are negative pros to cons, cons to pros. You decide what's best for your business. The other thing is that Google's Ad Reach Planner now allows you to plan a YouTube video action campaign. The Reach Planner basically makes it easier for advertisers to plan for conversions, views, reach, impression-based metrics. It's good. It's a good tool to use to kind of decide, hey, if you're starting up a campaign and you don't have any budgets, you could kind of gives you a rule of thumb saying, if I'm spending $100, this is how far I'm going to go. And from there, you can actually do all the other stuff. So with that, what I will say is, if you're into YouTube advertisement, this would be kind of somewhat helpful because now you don't have to plan and then go in and restart the whole campaign. From that planner, you can just start a campaign. Moving on from campaigns to the SEO front, Google will not ding you if you redirect from HTTP to HTTPS. Basically, your page rank signals will be transferred over. The question was asked to John Mueller of Google, which is Google's representative in the wild. I call it this wild. Is that, hey, if I have a client who didn't bother buying SSL certificates for all site but did set up redirects when they migrated, so now they have, obviously the site was indexed with HTTP, now they have moved to HTTPS. Will they lose ranking? Will they lose indexing? Or will Google just say, what, it's the same site, it's just HTTP to HTTPS, and since the redirects are set, we will just transfer over the SEO page rank? And Google's John Mueller says, yeah, that's fine. That's what we prefer. So that's a very simple answer to a long question, right? Next up is, oftentimes, and we also get this for Market and Grow, is that we will oftentimes see reports from Google, from our Search Console reports saying, this page is not mobile friendly, you have to update this page, or this is not indexable, things like that, blah, blah, blah. So a user asked John Mueller, hey, I got a report that my mobile, obviously my site was, Search Console flagged my mobile site. I fixed it, but I still do not get ranked, right? Why is that? Well, John is saying, look, just because you fixed it doesn't necessarily mean you will rank. Your site will get indexed and rank. By fixing it, what it helps is the Google's crawler's ability to recrawl your website quickly and faster. Right. So when Google crawler comes to your website, it finds something that's out of whack, or it's not expecting, it will send out a message in Search Console. Now, just because you fix it doesn't necessarily mean an indication like, hey, now we're going to index your site, or now we will rank your site. Right. For that, what you need to do is you need to look at the quality raters guidelines. By the way, this is a link to the PDF. It's a 167-page PDF. It's embedded in the show notes, so make sure you check the show notes. To get the show notes, go to twimshow, twimshow.substack.com. I have started to publish the show notes on Substack now. So make sure you follow the quality raters guidelines, and make sure your site is an it's a site, it's an objective site, it's a good quality site, and only then we will rank. Pretty helpful yet unhelpful, right? It's a 167 page that you have to read and you have to figure out. Now on the show notes page, I'm also going to put a link to a document that Google has recently published. It's called Creating Helpful, Reliable, People First Content. This was something we've covered it in our show in the past. Go ahead and check it out. Maybe you should start there and figure out, guidelines, because the point here is that, folks, just because your site is indexed doesn't mean it will show up, and just because Search Console is saying there is some issues on your site doesn't mean you will be indexed and ranked. Right. So for that, you need to follow these 2 guidelines, and then it will help you. And this is where the SEO, the good SEO professionals come into play. Talking about which, again, this is segues right into this whole thing, and this is something I did not make it up. It's like saying, now, John Mueller reminded, look, search is never guaranteed. What that basically means is that just because, and I touched on this in a previous update, is that just because, a site crawler is coming to your site doesn't mean your content will be indexed, right? For that, you need to actually write good quality content. And you will be like, Sajid, you are repeating the same thing again and again. I'm like, yes, quality of content matters. Because what happened in this case is like this guy was saying, look, I am publishing content and another website is republishing my content, and that website is getting indexed and showing up versus my website is, and is it okay for me to bypass all these things and brute force the indexing API to index my website? So, right, that was the whole question to John Mueller, and John Mueller said, look, forget about all these things. First of all, the indexing API is for content such as live stream or job posting. It's not for using your website to index, number one. Number two is find ways to make your website more valuable, which basically increases the likelihood of Google indexing your pages quickly, right? Because like they say, search is not guaranteed, right? You need to have a high quality, unique, compelling information that is not published elsewhere. This is what they say. Be you, everyone else is taken. Okay. Next up is along the same themes. It's like John is saying, look, create good category pages. Now, what are category page? A category page is basically the bridge between your homepage and your product pages. So let's say you have an e-commerce website and you sell girls' shoes and boys' shoes, right? So you don't want to go from the homepage into a listing of all the type of shoes you sell. You want to go to a category page, homepage, to boys shoes and show all the boys shoes, homepage girl shoes and all the girl shoes. So what John Mueller is saying that you should definitely use good category pages that is informative, that has information, things like that. Versus the question was should I create category pages or should I index my internal should I index our internal search results page? Right? What is internal search results page? The internal search results page is again, you go to myshoes.com, say that's your site name, and obviously you have a search box on your site and you say boys shoes, and and you search that and it gives you a result of all the boys shoes. John Mueller is saying don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't index that page, because if you do that, you're going to get into trouble. You're going to have spam and things like that. What you want to do is, instead of going from a homepage search results page and indexing that, try to create a homepage, category page, and then all the products in that category. I hope this helps. This kind of goes to show how important it is for you to plan and effectively do SEO ahead of time before you even start designing your site. Think about SEO first. Now, the other thing, the last one is, question was, hey, John, how do I handle negative SEO attacks? Now, what are negative SEO attacks? Negative SEO attacks is so again, your website, myshoes.com, your competitor doesn't like you, showing up online all the time, and then they decide, to harm you, we're going to go ahead and put myshoes.com in all the different types of, spammy sites, porn sites, things like that, to kind of screw you with your rankings, right? And John is saying, don't worry about it, right? Just ignore it. Because first of all, if they were competent enough, they will not build links for you. And since they're incompetent, they're going to go into all these crappy sites and try to do that. And by now, Google already knows that anything that you put up on all these porn sites and all these things are not valuable. So we just ignore it. So it doesn't really help. However, if you're really worried about it and you're losing sleep when you should not be, you can use the disavow tool. The disavow tool, what you can do is you can take all those links that you find in all the spammy porn sites referring back to your website and submit it to Google, say, hey, Google, these are not my URL. It's somewhere there. Someone did it without my knowledge and things like that. Now, that's a manual task. If you really want to do it. If it helps you to sleep better, do it. If not, John Mueller is saying, don't worry about it. we will take care of it and off you go. And if you ask me personally, I would say if you have the bandwidth, please go do the disavow thing. It's worth it. Okay, folks, that's it for this week in marketing. Now you know everything to be in the know. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.